In a vast, bustling jungle, there lived an elephant named Arlo. He was the largest, strongest, and most respected animal around. Other creatures always gave him plenty of space, a little scared of his immense size and strength. Arlo, proud of his power, often boasted to the smaller animals. He'd say things like, "I am unstoppable. No one can harm me, and I certainly don't need anyone's help." He truly believed that strength was the only thing that defined greatness. One sunny afternoon, Arlo was wandering near the riverbank, enjoying a cool drink. As he took his heavy steps, he didn't notice a hidden trap set by humans. Suddenly, his massive foot was caught tight. He tried to pull it free, stomping and thrashing with all his might, but the trap held firm. His frustrated roars echoed through the jungle, shaking the leaves on the trees. The smaller animals peeked out nervously from a safe distance. None of them dared to approach. After all, Arlo had always looked down on them, so why should they risk helping him? But then, from the tall grass, a tiny ant named Tiko appeared. He was so small, he was barely visible next to the giant Arlo, but he had a determined heart. "Hello, Mr. Elephant," Tiko said in a calm but confident voice. "Do you need some help?" Arlo let out a laugh that sounded like rolling thunder. "You, a tiny little ant, what could you possibly do for me?" Instead, he simply scurried back to his colony. Within minutes, he returned, leading hundreds and hundreds of other ants, all ready to work together. This tiny army of ants immediately got to work, biting, tugging, and chewing at the thick ropes of the trap. At first, Arlo thought it was completely impossible. How could these insignificant creatures even make a dent? But Tiko was there, encouraging his fellow ants. "Even the smallest action counts," he called out. "Together, we are much stronger than we think." The ants worked tirelessly, a unified force of determination. Slowly but surely, the ropes began to fray and weaken. Slowly, the trap started to loosen. Finally, with one last coordinated effort from the entire colony, the trap snapped open. Arlo lifted his foot and was finally free. He looked down, truly humbled for the first time in his life. I never imagined something so small could save me," he said, his voice quiet. "I judged you all by your size, and I was so wrong." Tiko replied wisely, "It is never the size that matters. It's courage, heart, and determination that make the real difference. You should never underestimate anyone." From that day forward, Arlo was a changed elephant. He stopped bragging about his strength. Instead, he started listening to others, helping the smaller animals whenever he could, and eventually became a fair and wise leader of the jungle. Arlo and Tiko became the best of friends, and together they taught the whole jungle some very important lessons. They showed everyone that true strength isn't about size, that courage, can come from the smallest among us, and that working together can achieve what no single individual can do alone. The animals of the jungle learned that judging others by their appearance is foolish. Every single creature has a role to play, and even the smallest one can create the biggest impact. The moral of this story is simple but powerful. Never underestimate anyone, no matter how small or weak they might seem. True greatness comes from kindness, courage, and humility. And when we collaborate and persist, we can overcome even the toughest challenges. To this day, Arlo often tells the young elephants in the herd, "Remember, even the mightiest of us sometimes need help. And sometimes, the very smallest among us can turn out to be our greatest ally." Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. See you in the next video.